Hey guys, it is Wednesday here in West Virginia, and it is time for us to do our Wagon Wednesday as promised. And we have the latest two variants of the 1970 Chevrolet Kingswood Estate Wagon from Autoworld. I'm not sure if they're going to do any more 69s or if that casting is like officially retired. I got almost every single one. I'm missing one. Still yet missing that black variant of the lead sled. It doesn't literally say lead sled on the side of it like the white lead sled, but it is set up for bracket racing, and it's got all the little sponsor stickers in the back window. And it's done in a gloss black, and there's no roof rack on it and such. Very cool not truck, but wagon. And I bought one before, but the paint was beat. It was all rashed and stuff. I think it was because it was stored in hot, humid conditions. Because usually Autoworld stuff don't do that too often. I've only seen it happen a couple times, and usually it's because they were in a hot, humid climate. But anyways, yeah, still keeping my eyes open for that one at a reasonable price, preferably loose. But anyways, I've got 9 of the 10, and so far I've got every release of the 70 because I don't want to miss one, and that one happens to skyrocket in price like the lead sled versions did. But anyways, I do have the 6 variants so far and one chase ultra red that we will swap to the gold spoke wheels the other week. That one I really like. Usually I don't collect chase stuff, but that one I probably would not have kept if I didn't wheel swap it because I did not really dig the white hubcaps with the red tires. The colored tires I happen not to mind so much, but when they start doing the white trim and white wheels, it makes it look really cheap, so usually I don't keep them. So anyways, guys, we have these two here to unbox for you, version A and B. This is the 2024 Release 3, which I cannot figure out because last week I did Release 6 of, 2024 Release 6, and this is 2024 Release 3, as you can see here. And I mentioned that on Monday when we were doing the Chargers. I really can't understand that because Release 6 was literally released before these were. And that's what I found at Walmart last week. And now these just started showing up everywhere, at least at the hobby distributors online. Now, Walmart is yet to get them. So yeah, the way they release things, I don't really get. But I guess it's because these, this series or this release had a couple of new toolings, like new hoods for the Chargers and new spoilers, and also they had a whole new casting, which is the Eagle Italian, as we see here. So we can see the lineup in this Release 3. It is your 2018 Corvette Grand Sport, your 70 Chevy Kingswood Estate Wagon, which we're taking a look at today, the 2017 Ford Mustang GT Petty's Garage. And if I do find those at Walmart, I may keep the Petty's Garage ones because there's one, I think, in Petty Blue that looks pretty cool. I'm not a big Ford fan, but since it's Richard Petty, I might keep that. Then we have the 2023 Dodge Charger RT Scat Pack Swinger that we looked at on Monday. We looked at both variations and a little disappointed with the paint quality. It's not what you would expect from Autoworld. And the way their new spoilers lined up was not so good either. Make sure you watch that video so you can get an inside look at them before you buy them. And then the Muscle Truck series, the 1981 Chevy Silverado Stepside, which is on the 4x4 platform, and they look really cool. And then the 1990 Eagle Italian TSI, which is the brand new casting. Cool looking car, especially the one variant that has the aftermarket wheels. Looks really, really good. So anyways, with our wagons, we're going to start with this guy here I have in my hand. This is version A, and this is my favorite out of the two. This is like a super sleeper, I guess I would call it, with the steel rims, the dog dish caps, the blacked out windows. This would be an awesome car to have like a twin turboed LS motor in and just take everybody's money because it's like a 9-second streetcar or something like that. It would be really cool. So anyways, the premium facts. The Kingswood Estate With its powerful V8 engine, was capable of towing heavy loads, making it perfect for families who enjoyed camping or boating. Unlike our 1969 Kingswood, this 1970 casting does not have engraved wood grain trim, so we can replicate solid colored Chevy wagons. Okay, so I didn't know that it was engraved. So anyways, this is cool because I do really like the solid color on this one. But they had solid black ones. I don't know. I don't get that because they have a solid flat black one. And then they had the lead sled, which is white with lettering all over it with no wood grain trim. And then the counterpart was gloss black with no wood grain trim. So I don't get that. So anyways, this one is done in a classic copper polyurethane. And then there, True 164. Let's get him off the card and take a look at him. And he's already open. Let's pop that up and take him out and look at him. So, as I mentioned, these have a much better paint quality than the Chargers did. Nice, smooth, not rough filling like the purple Charger. The purple Charger isn't that bad, but it's not as smooth and nicely like an even distributed with the metal flake like this one is. So this is a really cool casting. And then your opening hood to reveal the big block Chevy down in there, which would have been a 454 in these guys. In 69, those would have been like 396s or 427s. But in 70, you would have had the option of those two engines plus the 454, which is really cool. And as I mentioned, with those dark tinted windows, it looks really cool. They would have been cool if they have a black one like this, like a matte black, or even black, gloss black with these tinted windows and the black stillies with a dog dish cap or no caps at all would look really cool. And then this one just says copper on the plate. Those plates are really hard to read when they have a really light background and they're using white letters. But you can see the detail that is put into these castings. All of the marker lights and then the back tail lights. You have your emblem there, your trunk lock. All the trim around the windows is detailed. You have the Kingswood Estate emblem back here on the quarter panel, the side molding or pinstriping, then your detailed door handles, wheel opening trim, then your chrome roof rack, and then your ridges on the roof to kind of reinforce that area for the weight of luggage if you were to put it up there. Yeah, these castings are very nicely done. Nice detailed grille and headlights, marker lights and such. Very cool car. The underneath is beautifully done too. Just not in a matte black or something like that. But it does look good though. The right places for the indentations for the floorboard to make them rigid. All the correct lines are there. Your cross members, transmission, oil pan, and this one's set up like it has a 4-speed in it. You can see the bell housing and the skinny body of the tranny would have been like an old Muncie. And then your detailed exhaust, very cool detailed gas tank. Love these castings of the old wagons. And the next one, this one, we'll go over the premium facts here. The 1970 Kingswood Estate with the 454 engine typically got around 8 to 10 miles per gallon of fuel, which was not so good, but back then gas wasn't that expensive. The last year for the Kingswood Estate nameplate was 1972. This is a green mist poly, and it does look really good. So let's get him out and take a look at him. And this one has a unique plate that corresponds with the color, like the other one did, but it says Misty instead of green. I was expecting to see green since the other one said copper, but that's kind of cool. It says Misty for the Misty Green polyurethane. And it is a cool light metal flake paint, and then that wood grain insert on the side with the trim around it. Looks really cool. The Original style wire spoke hubcaps with a white line tire. Not really so much it's a white wall, but it's not the really wide white walls. But it's more than just a line too. So, anyways, you call it what you want. And with the beige colored interior, and the copper one, I can't even see what colored interior is. I'm guessing it's black or a dark brown, because it's really hard to see any detailed in there with the tinted windows. So this one, once again, details are phenomenal everywhere you look on the car. And the paint is nice. Under the hood detail is fantastic. And back in 1970, those 454s getting only 8 to 10 miles to a gallon is true, because they were still the high output engines. Like your LS5 454 would have still had 400 horsepower, and that would have been a lot of power in those old wagons. Even though they're big and heavy, still yet it would have been a very powerful engine inside these big boats. So anyways, guys, that's it for our Wagon Wednesday. In the coming weeks, I may try out a couple of more wagon castings. I found a couple of the Oldsmobile that I still really like, that I would like to have in my collection again, that I used to have, and also a couple more of the Plymouth wagon. Both of those are from Greenlight. Wouldn't mind getting, not every variant of them, because I don't like all of them with the stock hubcaps and things like that, but there are a couple of them that look really cool, like GTX tributes or 442 tributes, and then there's even a Pontiac Le Mans Safari that looks really good. So I may try to venture out and get another brand and type of wagon in the coming months, just to kind of broaden my wagon collection a little bit, because I know, and I think I've mentioned before, the new I think it's Brickwood, I think that's what it's called, or Brookwood wagon coming up from Hot Wheels of the 1959 Chevy. That is a must-have for my collection. I wouldn't even mind having the 1959 sedan delivery again, the Super Treasure Hunt one in my collection. So there's a lot of wagons that are not these Autoworld Kingswood estates that I would like to have, but I just don't want to get carried away like before. I'm trying to keep my collection conservative and focused on just a couple of varieties. That way I don't get out of control again. So trying to conserve space too and things like that, because I like to look at everything in my collection. I don't want to put it in boxes and put it in the closet. So that's it, guys. We'll be back again on Friday for Free It Friday. Not sure what we're going to have. Probably it'll be an auto hauler set from M2 of like 2 dualies, something like that. Not sure yet, but yeah, you'll find out. Turn on your notification bell and wait for the chime on Friday to see what we have in store for you guys. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of your week.